Madam Secretary, in your testimony, you've said, and I've heard you many times, talking about our nation's borders and protecting us from illegal entry, especially in your neck of the woods where you are from. I know it's of great concern to Senator McCain and a lot of the other border states, and quite frankly, I couldn't agree with you more. And in Massachusetts alone, there are several tragic cases of Bay State residents being killed by persons in this country illegally. And then they either flee or are never heard from, but it really has to stop. And the Secure Communities Program is something I believe, I don't want to misstate, but publicly you're in favor of, you've worked towards, you would like to see implemented. How do you deal with states, for example, in my state, where you have a governor or others who don't support it? Is there a way to convince them or cajole them or incentivize them to really get with the program, so to speak?
Well, Senator Brown, I do support secure communities. I think it is a key tool in our immigration enforcement efforts to identify those in the country illegally who are also committing other crimes, are fugitives from existing warrants, are multiple illegal entrants, are security concerns. You know, in other words, we have to be able to find them, and going to the jails and prisons of the country is a logical first place to start. And so we intend—
How do you do your job if you don't have the cooperation from the individual states or people in charge? How do you do it?
Well, there was some initial misinformation about secure communities, but the plain fact of the matter is it's an interoperability agreement between DHS and the FBI, so that when someone is booked and their fingerprints are run through the FBI, there is also a connection over to run them against our immigration databases so that ICE can flag an arrestee before they're released back into the community. It doesn't require the specific agreement of a state or locality in order to deploy secure communities. Now, it's helpful when we have that, and so I'm using my powers of persuasion to speak with the governors or mayors or other officials who have been troubled by the program.
Well, yeah, it just doesn't really make sense when you're having, we're all Americans first, and we're trying to, especially when we work together and we solve or tackle a problem together, we usually prevail. So I'm encouraging others that I know back home in Massachusetts and throughout the country to remember we're Americans first and to work together on these very real terrorist threats and concerns. And by providing, someone's arrested, they're here illegally, they're killing people, or whether it's through accident or just through, basic, murder and mayhem, we should be able to get them out and do it with the cooperation of all government entities.
Secure Communities it was begun under my predecessor. We have actually deployed it now throughout the country. I think we have it in 1,200 some sites, and we will have it in every jurisdiction by FY13.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.